the easiest one first. We'll start with District 2. The only one we have for District 2 is Diane. So, by virtue of there not being anybody else, and in case she's a no commodity as far as her address and whatnot and her qualifications, she's already a city member. I don't think there's anything further to talk about.
I agree.
So for the other one, for District 1, we have two names. A gentleman named Len Allen Barstow, who lives at 1210 Market Street, which I think is the same as, it's synonymous with Newtown Apartments. And then we have Michael Noble Hall, who lives at 331 Ware Forest Drive. So when we look up those addresses, so we first off we see the Michael Noble Hall has been here for 1 year and 5 months, which is long enough. And his address is within the district. We looked him up and he is a bona fide voter in the district, and that is District 1. The other gentleman, he's only been there for 4 months. However, 1210 Market Street is in District 5. It's not District 1. So he is not eligible to run for office because he lives in District 5. Okay?
So I think what we should do now, if everyone's in agreement, upon the review of the certificates, what we would do is certify eligible the candidate for District 2 and the candidate for District 1 that meets all the criteria. So that we need a motion to do that, to certify them as eligible. Motion. And just so the record is clear, the two individuals that we're certifying as eligible would be Diane Downing. We're certifying her as eligible for District 2 Council, and then we're also certifying as eligible Michael Hall for District 1. That would be the motion for the second. Let's vote on this motion first, if everyone's in favor.
I agree.
I agree. So that motion will carry. So yes, the next thing that we need to do is talk about how the charter does direct the board to cancel the election if there are no contested elections. Obviously, we have one candidate for District 1 and we have one candidate for District 2. So the charter directs us to cancel the election.
I recommend that we cancel the election and nominate Michael Noble Hall as the winner for District 1 and Diane Downing as the winner for District 2.
Are we all in agreement to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Easy.
Well, that takes care of items A and B under business.
The other thing was, and y'all heard me talk about using the machines from the county to do the counting. I talked to Mr. Pender. His first name escapes me. Teron Pender.
Yes.
Mr. Pender, Teron Pender from the Worcester County Board of Elections in Snow Hill. We are able to do that. It would require, if we were going to do it this year, we would not have enough time. It's going to require a longer amount of time to prepare for it and plan. We need the state's help to get involved to make this happen. We did not go over officially because I kind of knew on the back end that this was going to happen, so I didn't really spend a lot of time chasing it down. I think from what he's telling me, it's going to be costly. More costly than what I think the city would be interested in doing. The number and this is again a rough number that he just threw out there, was around $5,000. So my gut said that's not going to happen. We'll have time between now and the mayor election to really nail that down, and I'll do that. But I think we should prepare ourselves for the next time, for the mayor election, definitively have more members than just 3. Because the big deal will be counting ballots Remember, this will be a citywide election. I mean, the mayor elections have had as many as 1,000 plus votes cast. That's a lot of votes to count by hand, by ourselves.
Yeah. I didn't realize that was before I was involved. That is a lot to count.
Yes, we would be there for a good long while. I don't even know exactly how we would accomplish it, but before, in the past, we had machines that, I think you asked me about, I don't know, was it you asked who? So we had the machine that had a big arm. You pull in, you go in, you push your, pick the name, you pull the big arm, come up, and then at the end of the day, we would open the machine up, and there'd be the number, end of the day. But the last time we did that, we counted the two numbers together, and they did not equal the number of votes we thought went in the machine. Hence the problem. And so we haven't used the machine since. But at least if we use the counting machines, we would have the paper to back it up.
Yeah.
So,
So rough cost 5,000?
that was rough, very rough.
Okay.
It could be rough, so rough that it's way out of whack to the high, or it could be, I don't know. I'll find out more later when it, because that's all, it just doesn't really matter right now.
His budget is coming, your budget is coming up, so it's something to,
Oh, I didn't think of that.
yeah, so it's something to think about, to know kind of like what a rough estimate is.
Maybe you can budget a little this year and then budget the rest next year, maybe that's hard, maybe.
In my reading of the charter about using machines, is that we'd have to have an ordinance that would directly address the use of this type of machine, which is not a problem to do. If it's just an ordinance, it's not a big deal. It's a charter amendment, that's different, but I don't think we need an amendment. I think it could be done by an ordinance. So that would give me enough time to do that and give the city enough time to get that straight and ask that, and to include anything else that you think might need to be addressed with voting and ballots and things like that.
What would you think about if we had an ordinance, or however we wanted to put it, that we only use, so to speak, in the mayor election? Does that make sense? Because that's going to be the one that's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, 100 ballot council election is one thing,
Yeah.
you know,
That makes sense to me. Yeah.
but I mean, a several hundred ballot mayor election is another. And so then if you're going to plan a cost, you only have to plan the cost every 4 years. The only thing, the thing that I would be confused and would want to be interested in is if we could spend the cost to get it to be a thing, and then this happens, we only have one person run, is the cost just gone, or did we save the cost? I'll have to figure that out.
And what's the time, did he say what the time frame is to, if we chose to use the machine, what the time frame is to let them know?
It was longer than what we had, so it would have to be done, at least we have to get the ball rolling that we were going to do it. I don't know if the amount of time that we as the city of Pocomoke allow for between when you got to put your name in the hat to run versus when the election is, if that's long enough or not long. I got to imagine it, because he said the city of Ocean City doesn't. The city of Ocean City uses those machines.
I'm gonna venture to say probably it's gonna take approximately 6 months to get situated, I mean, just based off of what we know, probably close to 6 months, that we'll need to let them know ahead of time, that that's what we're gonna decide.
Okay.
And do we have to, before we close the meeting, do we have to sign some paperwork about this, or
About,
nominating each one?
no, there's no official.
Remember, we have to sign, didn't we have to?
Well, that was if you were a member of the board, just to sign, just the rules and things like that. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, you mean to certify them? Yeah, I have to write that. So now that we know that we.
And didn't we, so am I wrong, I feel like one year we had the board give me permission to sign it by myself, so we didn't have to have an entire new meeting to do that, or?
To sign on behalf of the board. Well, I vaguely recall what you're talking about, and I'm glad you're thinking about this, so we can maybe do that right now.
Yeah,
So the.
unless y'all want to have another meeting. Have a meeting, cancel the meeting.
Right, well, either way, we can still give you permission as chair to sign on behalf of the board to certify, as elected, the candidates that are eligible with board in favor of that. By consensus, it sounds like we're in favor that you can certify.
I'm good with
this.
it, if you guys are good with it.
Yeah.
That way we don't have to worry with coming up. Okay, is that okay to do?
We're clear on that.
We did it last year for
Ms. Tolbert,
stuff.
thanks for thinking of that.
So is that in the 2026 Pocomoke City Board of Elections?
Well, we've got to advertise still. We've got to advertise that it's been canceled, and we'll do that. That's part of canceling the election process. But once that time period is passed, then yes, that's when you would fill out and sign the certification that they're elected. But we've got to get through the advertising period first.
Okay. Do you want me to respond in an email to Chip?
Sure, I don't have a problem with
Okay,
that.
you ladies?
I don't know, no problem.
We good.
That's what I was really confused with. I was noticing a lot of texts and emails from the candidate. What is it all about?
He's just interested, and he wants to put it in his form of print, the results, or what we know to be what he thought as the candidates. But I didn't want to communicate with him without letting you guys know
Yeah.
what I was saying.
So he
And I don't want to
allowed
communicate
do
with you.
Yeah, it's public information if you're a candidate for an election, so I don't have a problem with that being communicated to.
that.
Do we say that this guy put his name in and was ineligible, or do we just say, what's the public?
I think we can do whichever the board prefers. I don't have a problem with either way. There's no secret. If
Right.
you want to announce it, I'm fine with that. There's no requirement either way in terms of what the charter.
I don't
requires us to
I
do.
don't see any reason to put this guy's name out there if he's not even eligible.
Okay,
Let it be his mistake, and he can put his own name out there.
sure.
I mean, I'll write his name down just so I know it. Makes sense, do you guys think that?
But he does know that he's in.
He doesn't know it yet.
What I'm going to do is prepare a letter
Oh, okay.
informing him why he's not, and letting him know what district he is in and when he can run if he would like to.
Should I give them his contact info or no? Or just his name?
Give who?
Chip.
I'm fine with you giving their names.
He's got more questions, I'll tell him to call her.
And if he wants to submit a PIA for the rest of the information on that, then he can do that, and we'll take it
Okay,
and we'll be analyzed that way, but.
okay. I'll just write down their address. And that's it?
If somebody has any other questions or anything you want to discuss, I don't have anything else.
Ladies?
I do nothing.
Meeting adjourned?
Meeting adjourned?
Okay.